Stay tuned for the Good Morning forecast, coming up right after your local forecast.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the national radar. We still have a lot of snowfall across the Carolinas. All this is snow with the exception of Cape Hatteras, changing over the rain, getting a little bit of warmer air, some showers, and maybe a few snow flurries for parts of Florida, and a few dusting snow flurries for much of the Midwest. There it is. Some heavy snow for Wilmington on over into Goldsboro. All this snow continuing to ride up, and it's really continuing to snow very heavy, over 10 to 12 inches in some of these regions. Moving southward and into the areas into the Midwest, still seeing some snow just past Des Moines. And last but not least, take a look at some Florida radars. We still have a few snowflakes probably flying into the airs. Tampa, Sarasota, even into St. Pete. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Saturday's Primetime Tonight, your 3-minute guide to cable television, coming to you every half hour during your primetime viewing hours. Movies are coming your way. Two nerdy pals try getting rich quick in Blue Movies on HBO. Bruce Willis is the only hope for Christmas revelers held hostage in Die Hard on Showtime. Cinemax presents Alien Nation. Next on Cinemax, watch James Caan and Mandy Patinkin in Alien Nation, a sci-fi cops and robbers movie.
Sykes, here's your new partner.
My true name is Stanja Sorens. Sorens, well, Gesundheit.
Now here's a look at the family entertainment coming in a few minutes. The Family Channel presents Rin Tin Tin, Canine Cop. Orphans of the Wild is on Discovery. Steve may be involved with the nightclub singer on My Three Sons. Starting in a moment on the Family Channel is the next adventure of Rin Tin Tin, Canine Cop. Don't miss it. Here are the sports coming this half hour. CNN presents Sports Late Night. Find out about Hall of Famers on ESPN. Next on CNN, get a recap of the day's action and a preview of coming events with Sports Late Night.
Well, let's get it in there. 2:15.
Timely news reports and the latest weather. On the Weather Channel is your local forecast. Headline News keeps you up to date. Every half hour, top broadcast journalists cover the major stories from here and abroad on Headline News.
Poindexter is accused of conspiracy, destruction of documents, and obstruction of the Iran-Contra congressional investigation.
Traveling this weekend? Later tonight on the Weather Channel, get the forecast designed especially for you on the Weekend Travel Forecast. Now, here's a recap of the shows coming up in just a few moments. Primetime Tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with more information and cable TV highlights. Coming up next, the Weather Channel as your local forecast.
We'll put the satellite maps into motion right now and show you the Pacific Ocean, which seems to have a little bit of action coming in. The jet stream moving closer to the coast now. Quite a storm center whistling its way on across the Pacific. Moisture hitting British Columbia, the Canadian Rockies, but going mostly north of the U.S. as high pressure builds. Now remember, in the last few days the jet was digging through the Rockies, but now it's even east of there. So warm air aloft. Unfortunately, the cold air near the ground in a lot of the interior valleys of the Pacific states is giving you fog, and you don't like that fog at all. Santa Ana winds bringing some very warm air to the California coast. Further east, though, a horse of a different color, we have low pressure off the North Carolina coast, sending back the energy, the moisture, the cold, and the precipitation in the form of heavy snow right now, and in the early morning hours all of Sunday, right through sunrise in a lot of eastern North Carolina, eastern South Carolina. We're talking about over a foot of snow in some of those areas. Very unusual.
watching the Weather Channel. Thanks for joining us. Patrick Core along with Mike Bono, and we're still under the grips of old man winter throughout most of the east.
Appropriate going toward Christmas, but it looks like for the traveling things should warm up a little bit.
Yeah, it should be much better throughout your Sunday morning and afternoon unless you're driving on the Carolina coast. Let's detail that good morning forecast right now, and we'll take a look at early morning on Sunday, and we're going to see a lot of clouds and a lot of snow continuing throughout much of the coastal areas of Carolina and even into Georgia as well. We've had some very impressive snowfall reports from Savannah. 3.5 inches, could be close to 4 by early morning on Sunday as that system finally starts to move off the coast, but we will see some impressive snowfall amounts, maybe 12 to 16 inches of snow from Wilmington on up toward Hatteras. High pressure filling in behind it. A very cold night once again for the Gulf states, all the way from Tennessee southward in New Orleans, Louisiana. Below freezing, below 20 degrees in some areas, and Florida, you're not escaping at this time. Temperatures are going to be freezing as far south as Miami, Florida. If we look to the west, though, a warm-up for Denver, Colorado. Temperatures will be rebounding into the 50-degree mark, so it's really pretty good out there and very nice out to the southwest. Moving through midday, expect the temperatures to rise around Los Angeles and San Diego, while the valley areas are going to stay fog-filled and the temperatures will stay very cool throughout your late afternoons. Places like Bakersfield will stay around 40 degrees from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're looking at some very cold air into the west and east also, with a weak disturbance pushing through the middle part of the nation. Expect rainfall? No, this is not rain. This is snowfall. Expect another 4 to 6 inches of snow along the coastal areas of the Carolinas. Maybe a dusting to 1 to 2 inches throughout the middle part of the nation, while low temperatures continue to be bitterly cold along the eastern part of the nation, while the west fairly mild and seasonable, and temperatures will be above normal throughout much of Southern California, while the northwest stays a little cloudy and a little foggy throughout your Sunday, including Christmas. Your Christmas forecast coming up right after your local forecast. It's about Christmas time. Let's see what the jet's going to look like for Christmas. By Saturday and Tuesday, the jet moves to the north, so that means some moderating temperatures, warmer air from Texas and Louisiana finally pushing up as the storm track moves from the Gulf Coast finally to where it belongs in the Tennessee and Ohio Valley. Look at those temperatures for Sunday, Christmas Eve. Still very cold in the east, teens and 20s, but if we move through Christmas, notice the warming trend back from Texas, pushing some of that cold air to the northeast, but Florida, you're not going to escape it this time. Low temperatures will be into the 20s and 30s throughout much of Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. The warmest weather being the southwest, lovely sunshine, but the valley areas will stay quite cool into the northwest as well throughout Monday and Tuesday. Not much of a change for the west, with a little bit of rainfall possibly for the Puget Sound, but otherwise it's going to be dry with a weak disturbance through Sunday, kind of circling around for Christmas morning. Maybe a few flurries for Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, down southward into Raleigh-Durham. But that system's going to be pushing off fairly rapidly. Looks like the storm track's going to be pushing just a bit northward, looking for some windy conditions for the lee side of the Rockies and Big Sky, and another weak disturbance tries to ride up and over the ridge for Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon. Stay tuned. Coming up, we have much more, including international weather and a local forecast right after this.
It's 50 degrees at the airport.
Same old problem. The temperature isn't the same at your house as it is at the airport. Seasonal Solutions solves that problem with the Weather Channel digital thermometer. It measures the inside temperature, the outside temperature, and tells the time, all for only $19.95. Now you'll know the exact temperature whenever you want it, wherever you are. Put the Weather Channel digital thermometer in any room of your house, your office, or even your car. With its remote sensor, you can get the temperature inside or out with the flick of a switch. The highly accurate sensors measure temperatures in intervals of 1/10 of a degree. Compact and smartly styled, you can place this indoor-outdoor digital thermometer and clock anywhere, in its mounting bracket, on a windowsill, a nightstand, in the kitchen, or wherever you want to know the temperature and the time. Call now to order the Weather Channel digital thermometer. Your satisfaction is guaranteed.
To order by credit card, call now or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Seasonal Solutions, Box 6348, FDR Station, New York, New York, 10150.